This is just a little sideline project I've been thinking about. I'm in the middle of designing a clock, so I'm playing around with a lot of gears. And in the meantime, I thought it might be fun to make a little motorized elliptical gear train with some scrap parts. So these are stepper motors, or this is a stepper motor that came out of an old printer. Whenever somebody's trashing printers or copiers, a lot of neat stuff inside. So it's a stepper motor. This is a little controller for the stepper. These are dirt cheap, around $5 online, and they'll control little steppers. They run on 5 volts, so any old phone charger or any supply for 5 volts will drive this, which will drive this. The remote control is pretty cool, so we can adjust our speed and direction on this. So let's see how this little project turns out. The heart of this design is out of a program which is really cool. It's called Gearotic Thoughts, and it can do all kinds of interesting things with gears. Lots of different gear designs, gear trains, clock designs, tickers, all kinds of really, really neat stuff. So for this little project, I'm not going into any kind of details with the program. This is just what we're going to go ahead and send to the home-built CNC machine so we can build these into a bracket and let that little stepper motor drive them around. We have our board down on our spoil board, our foam that I use to catch when it goes through. Everything is just double-sided tape with carpet tape. Our file's been loaded into Mach 3. Those are our gears. So let's get this thing all zeroed up and let it go. This is first pulled out. My table has a little bit of inconsistency, so these are not entirely cut through, but usually what I do in this case is if I sand the back with a power sander, I can take off that fraction and the parts will drop out. So this is before cleanup. You can kind of see the tabs between each of the pieces there. So these will clean up really nicely. So a little sanding, and we'll move on to the next phase of this. And after a little bit of cleanup, here are our gears. A little bit of sanding to get rid of those tabs and that backing. Some stain on the back of the plywood. These were cut out of a scrap piece that I had just sitting in a pile. Here's a little something to keep in mind. Pay attention to the simulation. When I ran the design and the simulation, initially everything looked like it went together. But if you look at the bottom right gear, the yellow and the blue gear, there's a crunch. They don't mesh together. So in reality, when those were cut, they do hit. So we've made a little adjustment in the project and went with 3 gears instead of 4. We have our elliptical gear train set up here, all connected to the stepper motor that came out of an old printer. This is just another one of the same kinds of motors. Using our $5 or less controller. We can slow this down a little bit. And the way the stepper motor works is it provides steps, so the slower we go here, the more jagged the motions. Or we can speed it up. And the back of this unit There we go. Thanks very much for taking a look.